I've been very moved in my life from not caring if the word he is used for God. I didn't care if we called God he. After all, we all know that God is not male. Moved to being concerned about the number of Catholic women who end up leaving the church so they can live out their charism of service through ordination. Mm-hmm. I've learned that the love of Christ urges us on from being self-fulfilled to finding fulfillment in mission. I've been empowered by you, women of faith. In convent life, right out into the world. East LA changed my life forever. Thanks, Edith. I learned there that the poor come first, and the rules follow. I don't know if I can say this in public, but I will. We broke a few rules while we were there.
Thank God.
I learned there that there was stuff I could do. that I had a role in all this. That there was something specific that God was calling Joyce to, not just something out in the air, not just some nice ideals, but something very concretely that I could do. Even if it was just to walk through the LA farmers market and beg for food that we could give the kids. Powerful experience. So for me, this is what living out my charism comes down to. And most of it comes, as I was reflecting on this and writing this up for you, I have to tell you that most of this comes, that I'm going to share with you right now, comes from Mary Aikenhead. And I've been gone from the convent for 40 years.
Is it 40?
And it is 40. And there's still a lot of life that is in me that comes from her.
Wow. 40.
As expressed through you. You who are daughters and sisters and companions and partners, you've had an incredible influence in my formation. So here's how I try to live out the charism. To build, create, and live in mutually beneficial relationships. To build, create, and live in mutually beneficial relationships. To be joyful in my response to the need of the most vulnerable. I think I got that from your website, actually. To be joyful in my response to the need of the most vulnerable whenever it is in my power to do that, no matter who, where, or how. To trust in divine providence, that the circumstances of my life, no matter how joyful or painful, ultimately reside in the heart of God, who sees me as a partner in something incredibly beautiful and something pretty big. Who has time to die? As I conclude this little piece of this, I have some very specific thank yous that I want to give to some very specific individual sisters of charity, which is not to say that I've not learned from all of you, every person I've lived with, and every person that I've worked with. Some of my thanks go to women whom I trust are sitting in this room, and some of whom now live fully in the presence of God. I want to thank Breed Honan, whose love urged me ever deeper into the world, even though I didn't understand it at the time. Sister Edith, who taught me about faith sharing and sharing faith. Edith taught me about being faithful. Kathleen and Marcia, whom I shared novitiate time with, which was a kick, as you might imagine. They showed me what it means to be fun and prayerful at the same time. Mary Magdalene and John Fisher, who taught me that my life was not about me. I can't tell you how many times I got pulled into John Fisher's office. Joyce, this isn't about you. To Bridget McGuigan, who in the 4th grade saw something in me that I was totally unaware of and kind of sent me out even then. And to Sister Frances Oliver, who picked me up when I was down. A final word from Margaret Mead. It's your witness to me, and I trust that it's your witness to the world. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, says Margaret, and I say to you, it's the only thing that ever happened.